everyone, this is Claudia here from the Bookkeeping Experts. We are back for more. And guess what we're going to talk about? Integration and, of course, Square. We talk about Square because there's a lot of people out there that is using Square. And guess what? There's lots of problems going on with Square integration right now. And most of the problems, most of the issues is because of products and service. Remember that if there is any difference on your products and service in QuickBooks versus Square, when those products are trying to integrate or come through QuickBooks Online, it is not going to come through because it's not matching the products and service. Remember that QuickBooks is also not very good at keeping up with inventory. So if you have inventory, you could have a lot of problems with that as well. So what I do advise you is not to use inventory. Add all your products as non-inventory, and before you integrate with QuickBooks Online, you do want to export your products and service from Square and import it into QuickBooks through a CSV file. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we're also going to focus mostly today on how not to integrate with Square. If you don't integrate, there is actually a very good solution, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So how to create a journal entry to do all those adjustments at the end of the month. And guess what? That could actually be more accurate. That will be more accurate than integration sometimes, because with integration there is always something that can go wrong. With your journal entry at the end of the month, you can be as accurate as absolutely possible. Okay, so without much further ado, we are going to go into QuickBooks Online first to talk to you about how to import your CSV file into QuickBooks Online with the products and service, and make sure that everything is set up correctly into QuickBooks. But then we're going to talk about this journal entry. I'm going to go ahead and show you the sample of this journal entry, and we're going to go talk about the details, how you fill it out. It's kind of like pretty simple. If you set up, it's kind of just plugging in the numbers. That's all you got to do. And it's the simplest way to integrate your third-party app with Square, especially if you're having problems. All right, here we go. All right, so we are going into QuickBooks. All right, so wanted to show you the products and service. We talk a lot about products and service because a lot of people don't realize that most of the problems happen in the products and service. Okay, if your products and service are not set up correctly, you're going to have problems on your profit and loss and your balance sheet. So you want to make sure that you check that first. So before you integrate with Square, you want to go into Square, export your products and service into a CSV file. And then here, you're going to click on New, and you're going to go ahead and import, batch import. And you're going to import a CSV file and get it from your computer. Now, keep in mind, I would format your products and service before bringing it over here to make sure that everything matches out. And like I said, type should be non-inventory, okay? Non-inventory, guys. Very important, non-inventory. You can actually import, or you can obviously type it, but if you have a couple hundred products and service, you definitely don't want to do that. Now, what do you do with inventory? So like I said, we don't manage through QuickBooks. You manage through different software. You can use SOS, you can use whatever you want for your inventory management, but just don't use QuickBooks. And then at the end of the month, you create a journal entry to adjust your inventory and take it from inventory, credit inventory, debit cost of goods sold. So that's how you would manage your products and service, not managing inventory in QuickBooks, just as non-inventory. All right, so another thing. Now we're going to show you when you do everything and you are integrating with QuickBooks, by the way, the app is been downgraded. It's no longer under the transactions here. Square is going to be under apps, and you can find here, find apps, and Square, and that's connect to Square. You can connect Square Payroll as well. And by the way, I love to connect Square Payroll. And when connecting Square Payroll, you want to make sure that everything is sending to the right place. So, wages go to wages, make sure taxes go to taxes, and so on and so forth. So you want to make sure you map this correctly. So before you integrate, like I said, always take a look at your chart of accounts, so you can go transactions, chart of accounts, and make sure that you add all the accounts necessary for the integration. For instance, pay the wages. Okay, wages is here. Take a look at maybe employer taxes. Oh, can't type today. Okay, employer taxes. No. Let's see, taxes, payroll taxes. So we can create payroll taxes. Oh, payroll taxes is here already. So yeah, make sure you have all the necessary accounts before you integrate. And tips, of course, if you have tips, you want to make sure that tips is here, undistributed tips, and sales tax. I'm sorry, not sales tax. This is this is payroll. So all the accounts, all the payroll accounts that you may have. You may have other liability, such as child support or whatever you may have, or IRA or 401k. If that's the case, just make sure you create those accounts beforehand, okay? And then you integrate payroll. Payroll, I would highly recommend. And how it works is that it creates a journal entry at the end of each month, and you want to match that, or the end of, not each month, the end of each pay period, and you want to match those transactions in the bank feed, okay? Sales tax is gonna clear in the bank feed. So is wages gonna clear up in the bank feed as well. So integration is great, but if it doesn't work, you create a journal entry. Today we're gonna talk about the journal entry, not for the payroll, but for the sales, okay? And the first thing you want to do is go into Square and get the sales summary report. Sales summary report for the period, for the month, for the prior month. Usually you're going to do that for the prior month. Now, a couple of things that is very important here that you need to consider is that before you start doing anything, you want to make sure you reconcile all your bank accounts. You want to go through your bank accounts, make sure everything is reconciled. So not just categorize, but also reconcile, so you don't have anything off, okay? So next step, you want to make sure that when you are creating this journal entry, that you have a Square clearing account. The Square clearing account is where all the sales is going to be going to be recorded at. Now, if you have a Square savings account, that's one reason that you do not integrate with QuickBooks. You don't want to integrate with QuickBooks if you have Square savings or Square checking account, because when you send the money from Square to QuickBooks, it will never match what goes into the bank feed. So with that being said, you need a clearance account. So all transactions, all sales will be recorded into Square clearance. You want to make sure you also have Square fees, which is bank fees. You can put it under bank fees as well. You want to have sales tax. If you have sales tax, like I said, undistributed tips or tips. So all those accounts need to be there before you create that journal entry. But if you don't have it, you still can create right there. Okay, so I am going to show you how to create a recurring journal entry for the monthly Square transactions. You want to click on the top right hand side gear menu, and you want to click on recurring transaction. Okay, and here you want to click on new, and what you want to create is a journal entry. Scroll down, journal entry, and click OK. You can name the journal entry as Square. Oh, by the way, you can do that for Square payroll as well if you're not going to integrate payroll. So Square, but this one is Square sales. You can put Square monthly sales. And you want to do unschedule. You don't want to do schedule, okay? And then you can go through. We're gonna go through the one that I already created. By the way, once you create, you save it. You can go back here each month and just click on use. And there it is. So I created this journal entry here with all the accounts based on the sales report for the account. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bring you the sales summary report. This is it right here. Okay, and this is the numbers that I'm gonna put over there. So this is the exact numbers that I should be putting in my journal entry. Okay, so it has your gross sales, it has the returns, the discounts, gift cards, sales tax, tips. I don't put net sales because I'm gonna put the gross sales minus the discount. Okay, so sales tax, tips, and then we're gonna go on to how this money is gonna be paid. So this is the total collect. This is the amount that's gonna be paid cash. This is card. Other could be, I don't know, PayPal or whatever it is. Could come over here. Gift card. This is gift card redemption. This is gift. If you see gift card on top, is gift card sales. This is redemption. Cash App goes into Square clearance as well, by the way, and then fees, right? So this is all the accounts. This is all that I need to account for here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my books over here. I'm gonna make this smaller so you can see how I'm gonna substitute here. And usually what I do, I'm gonna put the end of the prior month, okay, because this is for the prior month. And for sales, I'm gonna credit it, because if I want to increase sales, if I want to record sales is a credit, okay, and that's the number up on the top, 24,226.91. Those are all bogus number I created, but when you send this information from Square, this is how it's gonna look like, okay? Discount given, usually I put discount and refunds in the same place, but if you want to use it separately, you can. All right, so I can create a second line here, so I can do refunds as 39.10 and discount again. Oh, see that QuickBooks is gonna try to not to put the whole amount, but you want to make sure that you type the right amount. The discount is a debit because it's a counter sales account, okay? So 1303.87. Okay, so now I count for refunds and discount. This is gift card sales. See, I put on my journal entry that this is sales. And sales is going to be a credit. Gift card is a liability account. So gift card sales is going to be a credit. It is a liability account because we call it as deferred income, because it's not income. It's a liability to you until you make the sale. All right, so that's gift card sales for the month, $5.98 with 09. So now gift card redemption, you're going to find it down below under payments, okay? 902 $1,020. Okay, this is gift card redemption, meaning we're removing the liability and it's going to be added into sales here. It's part of this total sales here. Okay, so sales tax to pay, this is a liability account. This is saying that you owe that much, you got to pay this much in sales tax. In this case, it's 1574.56. And I'm going to record the undistributed tips as well. So those are tips you received and you haven't paid your employees yet. But however, maybe sometimes you have already paid. But here we're just going to create the liability. And on the journal entry for the payroll, that's where we're going to record the opposite side. I'm sorry, that's how we're going to record removing the liability from distributed tips to tips, to tips, right? Okay, so Square fees is going to be a debit because it's an expense account. And here it says $795 with 02. And here's going to tell me how this money is getting paid. So $4,630 with 53 is cash. And then I have $21,808 with 34 in credit card, and which goes to Square clearance. And I'm going to put Square clearance in this case. Oh, not Square fees. I'm sorry, Square clearance for the remaining balance on Cash App as well. And Cash App, it was 105.68. Okay. All right. So that's the sales. And the final one is just a plug-in. So $792.02. And what happens at time is that there are transactions that doesn't clear until the following month. That should be the difference. But other than that, everything should match exactly. So you got the sales, you got your discount and your refunds, you got your gift card sales as a liability, gift card redemption, sales tax to pay, undistributed tips, those are all credits. Square fees is a debit, it's an expense account, $795.02. What it was paid with cash, $46.30.53. Square clearance, and sometimes you have, like I said, Square clearance is for credit card. Anything that has credit card here, that's where it's gonna go. Oh, by the way, this is the wrong number. Okay, it's 21,808.34. Sorry. This is the plug-in. This is adjustment, okay? There is a part where there is some adjustments here, and the adjustment should be whatever is left. And whatever is left is usually because it doesn't clear until the following month or so. Maybe is Square holding on. You can also put this onto defer revenue or something like that. All right, okay. But then once again, the following month, this should be reversed, because that's money that doesn't clear until the following month. So Square clearance, this is the money that was paid in credit card, already dispersed to you, and Cash App, 105.68. Okay, now for those of you who have other things such as Uber Eats and DoorDash or whatever third-party app you use, if you have a restaurant, you want to make sure that you do a separate journal entry to remove or to account for those transactions. Okay, for this journal entry, this is all we're gonna do, and we're gonna save and close. And this will account for, now if I go to reports, and I'm going to go to my profit and loss, and I'm going to do last month. So I got the total sales minus the discount. So I wanted to show you that my net income should be, did I put it, 1342, 22,883. Okay. I see 24,226. Oh, okay. All right. See that I made a mistake here? I love I love when I do that because what it means is that I need to put my glasses on. Okay, but it's good that you see me making mistakes because this way you can see everybody can make mistakes. But what makes a difference is that can you correct that mistake? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to click over here and I'm going to scroll to the right and I'm going to click on this number and I'll be able to fix that, guys. I'll be able to fix it. Oh no, this number is right. Okay, it's just that I had a previous sales that was recorded on this account. Okay, if you have a customer that has sales besides Square, yes, but this one, no. Okay, so this is just a sample and I'm going to get rid of this. But before I can get rid of this, I gotta get rid of this payment. I gotta delete the deposit first. I'm just gonna this is just a sample account, guys, so I can do whatever I want. Don't just go deleting everything on your account. You need to really know what you're doing, okay? And remember, when I delete a deposit, I'll have the payment here that I have to delete afterwards. So I'm gonna delete it because this is just bogus, and I still have the invoice. See that? And if I have the invoice, I want to make sure that I delete that invoice as well. Okay. Remember, this is just simple, guys. This is not real. This is just simple. Okay. Let's go back to our reports because I want this to match exactly what I have on my report. And last month, and there you go. There you go. So this is my sale. So I was not blind. It's just that I had something else here. Okay, I was like, wow. Okay, I am blind. I need some reading glasses here, which I do, by the way, but I refuse. I'm sorry. So 22,226.61, that's our number here. And our discount is combined 1342. Okay, that's an addition. That's the 1303.87 plus the 3910. All right, then my net income. Woohoo! 22,883.94. Yes, that's the number I want to see. Okay, so the next one is the Square fees that I want to see here. And Square fees is the 795.02. Okay, this is other expense, by the way. Okay, so those are the numbers. Of course, you're going to have a lot more here, because you have all your expenses, and if you have other income, you may have other income here as well. What about the balance sheet? We got to check the balance sheet too. And what are you going to check on the balance sheet? You're going to check your the liabilities that we recorded, such as sales tax. Sales tax to pay, $15.74. Oh, by the way, of course, you're going to have more sales tax than this. If you want to check this, if it's right or wrong, you're going to click over here and you're going to see the details. And sometimes you can, if you have multiple transactions here, you can send it to Excel and make sure that you calculate only the current sales tax to make sure that this number is correct, okay, for the current period, according to Square transactions. And of course, undistributed tips is here. And it should match our number here unless there's more stuff. Yeah, there should be more stuff. So if I click over here, it's going to show my undistributed tips, but there's a beginning balance over here. That's why it's different, okay? And sometimes what you have is a lot more than that. And once again, if you want to check if it's correct, you can send it to Excel, remove any kind of payment to verify if all the additions are adding up to what it is on your Square, on your on a Square summary report. Okay, so this is the sales part, and I recorded all this liability here. So what do you do in order to eliminate this liability? So for the sales tax to pay, once you see the sales tax in the bank feed, okay, you can categorize it as sales tax to pay, Or sometimes what you got to do is just do a journal entry where you, or a transfer, either one works, where you're gonna, with a journal entry, you're gonna debit sales tax to pay and credit the bank account for that amount if you pay it exactly, and then you're gonna match it in the bank account so that you can eliminate this sales tax liability. What about undistributed undistributed tips? That one goes into the journal entry for the Square payroll, and I will cover that next time. We're gonna cover the payroll. Payroll. I can't talk. The payroll journal entry, which is going to be also a recurring transaction where you can plug it in next time. However, if you have it integrated, then the integration should deduct the undistributed tips, but watch out that it does, because if you look and your undistributed tips is still there, or your tips payable, whatever you call it, or just tips, right, which is a liability account, if the liability is still there, even though the journal entry from Square is coming through, is because there's something wrong, and you got to take a look at it. Okay. All right, so that's it for today. Let's go back here. Okay, I'm back. I am so happy that you took the time to learn more about QuickBooks with me today. So this is actually pretty good information, because I know firsthand that a lot of you are having problems with Square integration. And that's how you can fix it. That's how you can solve the problem without going crazy, without growing white hair. So this is the solution we found. You can go ahead and use this template. You can just use this template to be able to create this journal entry as a recurring transaction in your books and use it every month. Every month, you just have to click on use and just fill in the blanks. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right. I hope to see you next time. We're going to talk about payroll, or Square payroll, next time. And I want to see you there. And until next time, keep on smiling.